yo? What it do, yo? Great freaking Saturday to you all, man. Great freaking Saturday, man. Great 7th day of the week. That's what I'm going to start calling it, because when I look at the calendar, it's the 7th day. So, it's been legit. I haven't been to the gym all freaking week. I haven't been to the gym in like a week or two. But I've been getting my numbers done. I got 1,000 done today. You get what I'm saying? Got some journaling. Put some other notes in another book for some future manifestations. Some things that I got coming up this year. Let me tell you something. Yo, listen. Talking to my brother earlier today, was conversing about a crypto that I suggested to him. He put in only like $200. We still on the 200, 500. We ain't on the level of investing 10,000 and 20,000 into a crypto. But if I had it, let me tell you, I would have put it in there, and it would have been double today. But yeah, man, I can't even. I can't even. Give me 1 second. Yeah, my apologies. Kind of sort of forgot to print out what I wanted to speak on tonight. But yeah, man. I can't really. I'm not a crypto person, so I leave all that crypto talk to the individuals that you guys follow, that you can follow on IG, and get some real good information on it. Cause I don't invest that much time into it. I just, I do the reading, and whatever seems interesting to me, I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just start putting money into it, But yeah, man, listen. As I heard Andrew Tate talking about, he was like, the enemy of the rich is time, and the enemy of the poor is cost. Simplest I could put it. The enemy of the rich is time, and the enemy of the poor is cost. You know what I'm saying? The rich are always trying to get more time, That's why they invest their money as wisely as possible, so that they can do as much as they can with their time, right? So they don't work for money. They have money work for them, so that they can have more time to get done the things that need to get done. So that they can, with the financials, right? With the finances, have the time to create and live the experiences that they want to live with themselves, with their family, and the impact that they want to have on life. That's the difference between the rich and the poor. The rich make money work for them so that they can have more time to do the things that they want to do. The poor, they worry about the cost, right? And the loss. They think more about the loss than the potential gain. They, these individuals that don't like to lose, never play the game of life properly, because they are so scared to lose that they never risk winning. So for fear of losing, for fear of the pain of loss, they never get to experience the triumphant experience of winning. You get what I'm saying? Like some people, like I don't know if I heard it or read it, and it was like, when you sacrifice, right? When you sacrifice for something, you win. Like I forget what it was, but it was like at the end, you're not thinking about the pain that it cost you, or the time that it cost you to get what you were sacrificing pleasure and all things for, because the feeling that you have at the end of the win is more exhilarating, is more fulfilling, right? It's more enriching than the sacrifices that you made to have that feeling. So Yeah, man. Yo, check it. I was just having this thought right before I came. I went on I turned the live on, and and a lot of the times I be feeling, right, that magic word, feeling. I don't be feeling. I don't be wanting to do these things, right? I don't be feeling like it, man. Like, I just be feeling tired, and I'm like, should I just take today off? And it's like, fuck no! What the fuck do you mean? You gonna die. The fuck you gonna take a break for? You take a break when you're dead. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, I had this thought fucking 5 years ago. And it was like, yo, I want to change all the wrong that I see in the world. Like, yo, I don't like the fact that corporations, you get what I'm saying? That these corporate behemoths are using governments around the world, you know what I'm saying, to create wars of guns, of drugs, you get what I'm saying? Of social uprisings like that make no motherfucking sense, right? And I was like, I want to change all of this. God, how do I do it? And it was like, motherfucker, change yourself. And so, you know what? I was like, alright, God, I'm going to do that, right? Universe, whatever you say, that's what I'm going to do. So it was like, change yourself. Stop trying to change the world. Change yourself. And the world will have no other motherfucking option than to change with you in the process. All right? So I decided to change myself. I felt like a freaking coward inside, right? I felt like a wuss. I was kind of like timid when it came to, considering fights. But then at the same time, I had this fucking fire inside of me that whenever I felt disrespected, I had the instant reaction to just get violent, right? So I was like, you know what? I feel like a coward. I don't want to be walking through life like a coward. How do I fix this? Boom. Go train in the gym. Right? I feel stupid. I feel like I can't articulate myself in a manner that is, articulate and comprehensive, where people can comprehend and understand the message that I'm trying to get across without using a whole bunch of curse words, right? I can't even come up with a complete sentence without cursing. So what do? Go read some freaking books. You get what I'm saying? Go read some books on how to communicate with an individual or with a group of people. Go read books on how to deal with people, on how to, as my boy Dale Carnegie said, win friends and influence people. All you think like a broke person, how do I change my financial status? How do I change my financial foundation? I don't know how. How about thinking rich? So I went and got this book written by this guy named Napoleon Hill, and the book is coincidentally called Think and Grow Rich. So I'm like, wow. So now I have a book on how to win friends and influence people, right? Because you can't force somebody to change, but you can influence, you can inspire, you can motivate, right? You can inform them and invite them by illuminating them and bringing them insight onto the fact that there is a better path in life that you can follow that allows you to live a life of impact, of value, of influence, of change, right? Of wisdom, of understanding, of faith, of walking with fucking confidence. You get what I'm saying? In everything that you do. And of love, man. One of love, of courage, of honor, of commitment, of family, of business. And above all, with the foundation being of gratitude and thankfulness and thanksgiving and grace to the Most High all that is in all of us, right? So it was like, yo, you want to change the world so bad? Change yourself. Oh, you don't want to change yourself? then kill yourself. Those were the only two options. Change yourself or kill yourself. Because you can't change the world. You can only change yourself, and by changing yourself, change the things that you give attention, energy, time, focus to, right? And by shifting the things, places, and people that we give our time, attention, focus, and energy to, our life begins to change in the process. You get what I'm saying? Yo, fair use as it relates to these beats. I hope you know they're good. But so that's why I make these contents. That's why I make these videos. You get what I'm saying? That is the why behind me making the videos. Because I am seeking to be an individual of value to society through the truly authentic skills that have been gifted to me by life, right? So I'm using my mindset and the intellectual capacity that I continue to develop to relay messages that are understandable, that can be comprehended and can be taken and used, right? That can be utilized, so that those individuals that listen to what I have to say can go on their own freaking path and create the life that they want. You get what I'm saying? Based on what I was able to provide, or the people that I was able to, you know, direct them to, towards. Like I said, yo, how to win friends and influence people. If you have a bad temper in dealing with people, if you have this, you know, this high and mighty, prideful, you know, narcissistic attitude where you think you always gotta one up somebody, go read that book. If you have a problem with your imagination and thinking, you know, and thinking rich, then go read books like How to Think and Grow Rich, you know, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. You know, The Magic of Thinking Big by someone short. I can't remember his name, but it was a good, dope ass book, you know. And, you know, one by Ernest Holmes that I've read already twice and that I actually took with me on my trip through Colombia and Panama was the creative mind and success, right? The creative mind and success. If you go to my YouTube channel, the very first video that I made in 2018, December of 2018, was I literally, you know, spoke in that video that the purpose of my channel was to track my process to success, right? The process that is gonna take me to get to where you know, to where success is considered in this society, right? Whether it is monetarily, status, or influence, or whatever it is, right? Power over oneself, which allows us to also have a sense of influence over others. So, you know, when I make these videos, it's because, like, you know, I feel like I'm gonna waste my time. I think, I believe that if I focus on, you know, addressing the problems, the political problems, you know, the corporate problems, the religious problems that we see in our society, I'm gonna waste too much time talking about the world and not enough time, you know, speaking about solutions. You know, I will not spend enough time giving information that will provide solutions. Now, if you want to go and, you know, seek that information, go, man. You know, a good pamphlet as it relates to the wars and all of that is called "War is a Racket" by Smedley Butler, 4-star Marine Corps general, right? And he wrote that pamphlet like the 1940s, 1950, after he got out of the Marine Corps, after World War II, I believe. But what I wanted to, you know, kind of talk about today is addictions, man. Addictions, right? In the good book, Paul, I believe, is the one that says, what I once loved, I now hate, and what I once hated, I now love. And, you know, as it relates to the negative habits that, you know, you may be entertaining that function as addictions, you have to hate the way you feel, right? You have to hate the way you feel because of the habit more than you like how you feel while enjoying the habit. Because in the process of enjoying the habit, you're gonna feel good. But after the habit, you know, after that feeling begins to subside, you're gonna start feeling some type of way about yourself, right? You're gonna start feeling down and, you know, dissatisfied with yourself. So you have to hate the feeling that habit produces in you in order to eventually remove that habit completely from your life, right? And I enjoyed smoking weed, right? I enjoyed smoking weed. I smoked weed for damn near 15 years, right? Since I was about 16. I stopped smoking for 5 years, but when I went into the Marine Corps, but the entire time in the Marine Corps, all I did was tobacco, right? Dipping tobacco, you know, spitting all the time, and smoking. So I was using both tobaccos for 5 years straight. And I would quit, you know, for about 3 months, sometimes 6 months, one, but I would keep using the other, right? And whenever I quit one, I would pick up the other. So I didn't fully stop using tobacco or, you know, smoking cigarettes and dipping tobacco until after I left the Marine Corps. But then the same day that I left the Marine Corps, I started smoking weed, right? So it was like, right? And then 7 years later, I was still smoking weed all the way up until, you know, February 3rd of last year. And that day, I just felt like I reached a point where it was like enough, like, you know. And I was smoking a blunt that evening, and I felt so disgusted with what I was smoking and how that I almost put it out, and I actually forced myself to finish smoking that. Like I forced myself, and then I yelled at myself like, "We're fucking done." You get what I'm saying? And you know, I kind of went within and in a loud voice, you know, asked the universe for guidance, right? Like I had already, you know, resolved to not doing it anymore, but I kind of still had that, you know, like I gotta speak this to the universe. I gotta speak this out into the world, right? So that's how it is, man. Like you gotta resolve, like, you know, you gotta commit to it. And the same it is, you know, with pornography and ejaculation, for example. Like that's another very destructive and detrimental habit to us males. And you know, the system understands, you know, the matrix, the system controllers, they understand that. That's why they promote it. That's why social media is polluted with it, and that's why our women are influenced and encouraged from a very young age to sexualize themselves. Why? Because it distracts us. It deters us men. And, you know, when we are distracted and deterred, we don't focus on ourselves. And an unfocused man is an easy man to manipulate. And an easy man to manipulate is a useless man, and is no threat to the system, to the destructive system in which that individual lives. But a focused man, you know, an individual that is, you know, working on developing himself and his vision and his purpose, and is also working on helping other males do the same, then that's dangerous to, you know, to business, to the business that profits off of the, you know, the gullibleness and undisciplinedness of men, of males. You know, the more childish you behave, the easier you are, you know, to manipulate by women, by other men, and by the system that seeks to profit off of your ignorance. You just waste away. You waste away your energy, your attention, the money that comes into your hands, you know, doesn't get wisely administered and used and invested. So you never become anything. So you have to hate the consequences of the addiction more than the temporary relief and release the addiction supplies. All right? We have to understand this, right? There is a reason why, you know, male self-deletion is 60% overall, 70% in Caucasian male, and 79, almost 80% in men that suffer with from a disconnection from their sexuality, from their masculine energy as men. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more disconnected you become from your masculine, the more volatile and destructive you become to yourself as a man. You know, a man that is not in his masculine is very dangerous, both to himself, to women, and to society as a whole. A man that is in his feminine is very dangerous. A man in his feminine is a very emotional man, is a very irrational man, undisciplined male. He's not really a man, he's a male, right? It takes overcoming life and overcoming the hardships of life and the temptations and the trials and the tribulation that life will put before us to become an actual man. But a male in his feminine and disconnected from his masculine is very dangerous to himself, to his family, to anybody that comes into his life, and to society as a whole. Those are the men that commit the most violence. You know what I'm saying? The violent crimes, the murders, the rapes of women, of children. You know, so self-mastery is key. You know, the more power we have over our thoughts, over our emotions, over our mind, over our body, the more power we have over our life and what becomes of our lives, right? So start thinking about yourself and making sure that you are happy and appreciative of you, rather than trying to ensure that others are comfortable with you. That is one thing that society pushes on us a lot, right? Society is always trying to silence men. You know, be careful with what you say. Words, you know, sticks and stones may hurt you, whatever the frick. But, you know, they're always trying to control what comes out of a man's mouth by distracting him with sexual, with everything. You know what I'm saying? Especially today with this whole social warrior, this he, him, they, them, all this crazy stuff. Like, you know, dudes that don't know themselves, male that don't even know themselves, are out here wanting people to call them by the opposite sex, the opposite gender. All this whole everything is just a consequence of us being disconnected from our masculine. We as a male, you have to put the feminine in its place. You have to embody the masculine. You have to embody masculine qualities in order to be comfortable with yourself as a male, and in order to become a man. You know, that going to the gym, you know, picking up practices that actually require you to develop that warrior within, right? Because if you don't develop the warrior, weights ain't gonna help you develop the warrior. Weights is only gonna help you develop the brute. But if you put yourself in a boxing gym, in a Muay Thai gym, in a kickboxing gym, I don't know about karate so much, and taekwondo, all these artistic kind of arts. Maybe karate a little bit, right? But if you don't develop the warrior, the only thing that gets fed within you is the coward, right? As a male in the process of becoming a man, you have to feed the positive aspects in body, in mind, and in soul, right? You have to develop the warrior. You have to develop the teacher. You have to develop the master, the scholar, the artist. All these qualities, the father, that which pastors the family and the community. So you must become a man of morals and of ethics and of values that are worth reciprocating onto your posterity, onto your children, and onto your community. If you don't do these things, the only thing that you'll become is a disrespectful dirtbag, that just allows anyone to walk over them, and that is always seeking for opportunity to walk over other people. An individual lacking in honor and integrity, right? That lacks courage and resilience. So, anything can push you off the edge. That has no commitment or the ability to focus, right, for too long, is easily distracted. So respect yourself enough to walk away from things that don't serve you and that produce a disservice to yourself and to society. And stop sharing your problems with individuals that have problems themselves. These are ways that you'll develop yourself into a positive masculine presence in your life and in the lives of others. And it is a way that you'll avoid behaving cowardly, deceptive, bitchy, and that you will be looked upon for guidance rather than somebody to just be avoided. And you'll definitely avoid a lot of what, the community call depression. A lot of stress and a lot of unnecessary problems in your life. Because as we've noticed, nothing brings us as men more stress than feeling like we have no control over our lives, our actions, our thoughts, or our emotions. We see in family and friends, and probably in ourselves, how stress can turn into depression, anxiety, which can also turn into health problems. Thoughts of, self-deletion. And, this is why I share the knowledge of self, the importance, and, how critical knowledge of self is necessary, how critical self-love is necessary for our happiness and for also maintaining the happiness, or, better ensuring that our family is happy. Even if we can't, control the emotions of others, we can, by controlling our emotions and our energy, we can in a way better direct whatever negative emotions may come our way, and rather than allowing what anybody else is feeling to affect how we react and how we behave ourselves and how we feel ourselves, right? As men especially, we can't be more focused on other people than we are on ourselves. Our mental health needs to always be of the primary importance, even in marriage, even in relationships with the opposite gender. Our mental health is always of the primary importance. If we are not good mentally, we are not going to be able to deal with the emotional turmoil of the female, of the feminine aspect. So we have to be good. We have to have a level of self-discipline, a level of moderation, and a level of indifference to things that really don't deserve any more importance than at all, to be exact, right? Self-discipline with our habits and indifference to the opinions of others. And as a man, that is key. That is key to truly keeping us happy. Because the less we give a shit about what others may think about our conduct, because check it, if our conduct is moral, if our conduct is ethical, if our conduct isn't hurting anybody, if it is not negatively impacting anyone in society in a negative way, if it is just hurting feelings of individuals that are not ready for the truth, if that right there, if our conduct is truth, authentic, and honest at its core, man, fuck what everybody else feels. That's none of your business. So long as you're doing your work, that's all that matters. You get what I'm saying? The world needs what you have. And because too many of us for too long have been distracted, sedated, you know what I'm saying, and misinformed and disinformed, is the reason why we live in this shit of the world that a lot of us are experiencing today. You get what I'm saying? Drones being dropped over countries because they violated some bullshit sanction by some international governing body that has no real authority but the false authority that they have granted upon themselves because of the money that they get facilitated through all these other corporate entities that have been created to, disempower the regular individual. Like, that's what's really going on in our world. It's just a whole bunch of cartels functioning through, fictitious bodies. Because they have money, they can buy these politicians, they can buy the mercenaries, the governments, to get them to do things that really make no sense. So this is why it is important for us as individuals, male and female, but especially for us men, to become self-governing and sovereign individuals in our own right, in our own life, so that we begin also to do the work that we have been born to do, regardless of whatever threats may come our way. Because at the end of the day, bro, you're gonna die. So why not die doing the right thing? Spartans! You get what I'm saying? What is your profession? You're a fucking warrior. You were born to die doing the right thing, no matter what. And your memory, what you represent as a man, will live on forever, especially when you're doing the right thing. And your reputation will only increase. And if you have children, they will grow up to know they pops wasn't no bitch. He did the right thing. So that means that I have something to live up to. The more individuals like that we have in life, the better the impact that we'll have on life, and the better effect that we'll see, and the less BS we'll have to complain about next time we're born again into this life, right? We'll have better things, better examples. We might have a father next time come around. Maybe our father won't be a drunk. Maybe our father won't be an abusive prick to our mother. You know what I'm saying? Maybe our mother will be respectful of her husband. Maybe our mother will give us love, right? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you'll have a father and a mother. You'll have a home because you weren't born in a war-wrecked country that some, misgoverned nation created out of propaganda that his people was, you know, forced fed through the television programming that they were daily, you know, encouraged to digest. Because nobody's forced. You don't have to watch the TV. I don't watch television in this house. There's no news. You know, I watch Netflix, Prime, mainly YouTube all day. I'm just playing different things, from tunes to individuals talking. I might watch something for about an hour or so on Netflix or on Prime. I gave myself a goal to only like you know, like a regimen where I'll do maximum of 2 hours of entertainment per day, and sometimes I don't even do that. Like I'm like, I spend too much time watching other things and digesting other information that I don't even remember about. A little bit of entertainment. Sometimes my education becomes my entertainment. So last thing I wrote was like, as a man, your value will increase with age, so long as you do the works financially. So long as you do the works financially, your time comes on average around 45 in this, you know, capitalistic Western society. So be patient and invest in yourself and in your business, so that by 45 you are actually winning. All right? Stop focusing so much on what you can't control and focus on what is within your control, which is your body, your mind, your soul, your emotional awareness and intelligence, and your financial standing, your passions, your works, your business, your goals, you know, your dreams, what you desire, what kind of lifestyle do you want to create for yourself. Focus on these things, right? Change yourself, change what's inside if you want change with what you see on the outside. Work on your body, eat healthy, you know, eat the right things, do the right works. Don't try to avoid not developing that warrior, because all you'll do is you'll feed more of that coward within. Read the right books, develop your intellect, so that you're not just any gullible fool that just believes whatever everybody else comes and feeds them. Learn to think for yourself. Learn to become self-reliant. Self-reliance as a man is key. The more you can rely on yourself, the more others will be inclined to rely on you. The more confidence you have with yourself, the more confident other people will feel with you. It all starts with you. The more you trust in yourself, the more others will trust you. And the more trusting and confident and loyal people you will also attract into your circle, because the more good qualities that you develop within yourself as an individual, whether you're a man or a woman, the easier it is for you to recognize those things that are not like what you like and what you are developing. If you are developing honor, courage, and commitment, dishonorable and people lacking in integrity, cowards that lack commitment, will be easily recognized, both feminine and masculine, whether they are men or women. When they come into your life, you're going to be like, oh, this dude's full of shit. This chick is full of shit. Yeah, she may be pretty, she might have a nice body, but she's full of shit. I'd rather, you know, not even entertain that. You know, I'd rather save me the time, the heartache, the stress. I'd rather save that, man. It's not even worth it, right? So the more you value yourself, the more you'll value your time, your attention, your energy, your focus, and the less likely you are to give that time, energy, attention, focus, and love to people that do not deserve it and that would only misuse and waste it. Appreciate yourself daily, man. Other than that, may y'all continue to first of all, may whatever was said in this video be of incredible value to whoever it is that hears this at whatever point in time you know what I'm saying, whatever year, whatever decade you hear this, remember, you always come first. You got to make sure that you are right. If you are not right, you cannot help anybody else. If your cup is empty, you cannot give water to nobody. So make sure that your cup, fuck being half full, make sure your cup is overflowing, so that you have more than enough to give to those that are in dire need of it, and that are deserving above it all. Not just those that are in need, but those that are deserving. Those that will actually appreciate what you have to give. Always give more than you expect in payment, and eventually you will be getting paid for more than what you give. All right? Always give more than what you are getting paid for, and eventually you will be getting paid for more than what you do and what you give. Don't ever shortchange anybody nor yourself. Don't ever cheat anybody, because in shortchanging or cheating anyone, you're doing that to yourself. So always give more, so that way you always have more to give. You get what I'm saying? You're never like, you're never going to be short on supply of giving. You're always going to be in an abundance of things to give, whether it is gratitude, whether it is love, attention, energy, anything. You're always going to be in an overabundance of supply for everything, just like life is overly abundant and it's giving to us, right? So always give, man. Always give without expectation. Don't expect no gratitude from anybody or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Just give. Just give out of your heart, just like life is to us. And if you do receive some appreciation, some validation, some support, some encouragement, appreciate it wholeheartedly. You get what I'm saying? Appreciate it, accept it, and welcome it. But don't ever sit there expecting it. Just go about your business, do what you need to get done. Help the people that are in need and are deserving of your help without you having to sacrifice your own dignity, without you having to stoop so low. Like, don't beg for nobody's attention and no one's validation through your actions. Just give from the heart. Give wholeheartedly, without expectation, and with love, and all things will always be good. And do the same to you first. You get what I'm saying? But other than that, it's been real. Super Conscious Living, aka Joan Sosa, on this side of the screen. Nothing but love. Y'all keep, be great, man. Just do the best that you can at every moment of time and every opportunity that you get. Do the best that you can. That's all we can do, right? Our best, even if it's only one brick rather than 10.